Another difference between steel and aluminium tanks is that steel tanks tend to have curves where aluminium tanks tend to be flat. So aluminium is such a soft metal that they're usually made using extrusion, where they basically take a block of aluminium and they push it into a mold with thousands of tons of force, and the metal is kind of squeezed out around the mold. Steel is much stronger and it utilizes a similar method, but it's more about bending the metal into the shape instead of squeezing it. They flatten it into a plate and then they just bend it until it eventually turns and turns and becomes a cylinder. And they're usually made with round bottoms for efficiency. I say usually, it's just the more common ones that I tend to use. But flat bottoms are very handy because you can stand the cylinder upright without a boot, but it requires more metal, which can make the buoyancy of the tank a little bit different because you've got a bit more weight at the bum end, so it tends to be a bit more sinky. Now, there are about 3 cylinder bottoms out there across both steel and aluminiums. If you look hard enough, there's the completely rounded bottom, which is quite common where I'm from. Completely flat, that's usually with your aluminium cylinders. And then you actually get concave flat, which is a bit more popular in some other areas. Either way, it's important that you look after the bottom of your cylinder, as they can get damaged over time, because that's the bit that you tend to put down and it kind of wears away. So do be careful with them.